The first reason that I think that y'all think minors debut more is because you mostly know bigger K-pop company groups and artists and mostly stan mainstream artists, and seeing them you think that it's not a bad thing for y'all to be knowing mostly and only bigger artists. The mainstream side of K-pop and popular artists, companies, survival shows etc., but it becomes a problem in instances like these where knowing only more well-known and/or popular groups, agencies and survival shows etc. lead y'all to only see the one side of K-pop, and then when something happens more in the side of K-pop that y'all know about, the known, popular side, y'all end up thinking the whole industry is like this or doing this. Like for example with the minors debuting more, adults debuting less, and then y'all make videos, shorts, commentary, unpopular opinions etc., where y'all instead spread these things further and continue to do so, and never try to debunk these things because y'all don't do any research to see the full picture, but instead base the whole K-pop industry on the one side that y'all know about and not try to see that a world full of newgas and unpopular artists also exist. The next reason that I think that y'all think minors debut more is because you see bigger agencies that are known and popular debuting minors in groups, and so you think minors debut more, and also more of a reason because these groups get popular or known to fans, like NMIXX, Babymonster, Mio, Newjeans etc., and so you think minors debut more. This probably leads to your belief of minors being more simply because y'all don't see adults debut much, as these groups with minors in them, under these bigger labels, and so y'all think minors debut more simply because certain companies are debuting minors, which again shows that you're basing the whole K-pop industry on these few companies, when they don't make up or speak for the whole industry. These 5 to 6 bigger labels debuting groups with mostly minors don't speak for the entire industry, where every year so many groups debut and so many of these groups remain unsuccessful. You seeing minors debuting more amongst bigger labels doesn't mean that these minor groups are the only ones existing and they speak for everyone when they don't, because with the amount of debuts each year, you're bound to find a nugu, unpopular group with all adults in them. If I can find adults, you can too, which can lead you to stop spreading the minors debut more than adults nonsense on your channels. Yes, minors are debuting, but they are not debuting more just because of your small view of K-pop as a K-pop stan, which again is not a bad thing, but I've said it all in the first reason. The final reason that I think that y'all think minors debut more is because y'all never do any research. People have always spread the idea of minors debuting more and adults debuting less, and while I've never rejected the idea that minors were debuting, because I knew they were debuting, but once I did a bit of research for a video I was making, this was I believe in 2022, to share adult groups or something in a video, because at the time I was also in on the idea of minors debuting more, but doing research, I saw that the idea of minors debuting more was, and still is, false. Yes, I do believe that minors debut and they'll continue to debut, but I will never believe at all that they debut more than adults, because I've done videos on adult groups versus minor groups and who debuts more, and I've seen that adults debut more than minors and outbeat minors in debuts. People who promote the idea that minors debut more and adults are rare really don't like to do any research and would rather promote something that is false than question something and research on that first. I've seen so many K-tubers in 2022, again, I believe it was 2022, I don't remember, promote the idea of minors debuting more and adults being rare in debuts instead of them questioning this. They were more promoting this false information rather than trying to promote adults in the industry, meaning that they were constantly continuing the spreading of minors debut more and adults are rare, instead of trying to shed light on the adults that do exist in the industry and give them more promotion and existed at the time this information spreading was a lot. It annoyed me so much seeing how many people made videos, shorts, K-pop opinions and whatnot, and said these things rather than trying to go against what everyone said. People added on to others and continued sharing this thing, and not one of them tried to do something positive to research and promote adults to show that there are adults that exist, but no. They didn't care about that. People never wanted to do any research at all, which I'm not sure why K-tubers do this at all. Like if there's something being spread, for example, boy groups doing one type of sound, dark and noise music, why do K-tubers love spreading the idea further rather than trying to debunk the something, questioning if it's actually true or not? Why would they rather spread lies and/or half-truths than share the bigger picture? It makes me sad that K-tubers like these exist. In conclusion, these are the reasons that I think y'all think minors debut more than adults. And honestly, these reasons don't feel too far away from reality from what I've seen, because a lot of K-pop stans are K-pop stans who mostly know bigger and known artists, and there's a small number of K-pop stans who know lesser known, unpopular and nugu groups, mostly bigger budgeted ones, and more of a smaller number of K-pop stans who know the nugus that are extremely nugu and have an extremely small budget. So since most K-pop stans stan bigger artists, companies, survival shows, etc., they think certain things are happening in K-pop more or a lot. Or something is a trend, etc., and it's simply because of knowing only one side of K-pop. Which, making it clear again, isn't a bad thing to only know them. But as I said, it leads to people promoting certain informations because they see it in the one side of K-pop and think the whole of K-pop does it. When one small portion of groups, companies, etc., don't speak for everyone in K-pop, and as I mentioned also, it leads people to promote these informations without fact-checking them, because since they only know one side of the K-pop industry, they'll promote it as if it's the correct information without questioning it to know if what they're spreading on their channels is true or not. If K-pop stans and K-tubers see some groups debuting with mostly minors who debut out of the many debuting each year, then minors are debuting more .blank and nothing else. What kind of K-tuber are you if you're not gonna question things? If you're talking about something like, minors debut more, adults debut less, why would you automatically agree on it without checking first if that's true? Why do you blindly believe things like these without checking things out first? Just because you think some groups debut with minors, you're automatically gonna assume that everyone does it, and that must be the truth. It makes no sense to me seeing so many K-tubers promote things like these further and not be like, this might not be true. It's just not. It's seeing K-tubers base the whole K-pop industry on the side of K-pop that they know, when the whole other side of the industry gets forgotten because people only see the side they know off when it comes to things like these, and it should stop. K-tubers should start researching and stop spreading lies and half-truths on their channels because they never did research at all. They need to realize that there's more out there than just mainstream K-pop, and you can stan and love who you wanna love. You're not forced to stan and know nugus and unpopular artists, but in times like these where y'all talk about these informations on your channels, y'all should never forget the nugus and the unpopular groups, and researching on them is necessary, because if y'all are not, then y'all are just spreading unfactual things. Nugus and unpopular K-pop groups hold the answers to everything. If minors debut more and adults debut less in your eyes, then go through the unpopular and nugu groups to find the real answer, because you will not find real answers amongst bigger artists, when smaller artists will give you a different answer that is more real and closer to the truth than bigger artists will.